information you need, all when we're in Whitie Town documentary. And pardon me if I'm a little bit in shock today, because I saw those type of videos that just shake your soul and your spirit and leave you just flabbergasted. And I'll post some of them below. One was on hell, and it was just too much. I couldn't even finish watching it. I'm going to try to watch some more of it today, because it's like 3 hours. So I just want to warn you, it's not for kids. It's one of the most scariest movies I've ever seen in my life. And you can't probably, I don't even know if you can really digest the whole thing just in 3 hours. This just might be too much. And especially if you're going to get ready to go to bed, I don't know if you want to watch it, and especially alone. But it's the truth, you know. It's some best preaching I've seen, and some stuff that I was thinking that should be on TV and preachers should be playing in churches. And I was trying to wonder, you know, like why they don't do that. And how come, you know, Jesus preached a lot about hell, and yet the preachers of today, of modern day, 21st century, they've neglected the sermons on hell. Maybe because people feel we're living in hell. So what's the use of, you know, drawing attention to it? But I just want to make this Whitie Town documentary today about the state of men and women, the state of love, and how it became just before Jesus returned, and how it was like in the days of Noah, when it was really peerless times, and there was a lot of lawlessness, a lot of violence. You know, people didn't have a lot of love in their hearts. And, they said that they were, you know, taking each other's hand in marriage, and, you know, people were still going about their lives. So somewhat of the world was still a little bit normal, as you can say, where people, you know, do their normal traditions, or which is, you know, most of them were just a sin. Just kind of like today, where you can turn on hundreds of TV stations, and you won't find even hardly one Christian comedy show, drama, soap opera, cooking show, you know, just the things that you see on regular TV. It's just not offered, which is discrimination. But you won't find any attorneys filing any cases against it or fighting in court of laws, because they're sitting up plush with their nice little homes and their gated communities, so they don't really feel the need to spread the gospel. So that is another story. But anyways, I wanted to go into like men and how love became, and how it was really pathetic. And I've done some research and interviewed a lot of women, and I find the common denominator, the problem that they had with their men was that they just didn't put Jesus first. And many relationships crumble, won't last, can't stand against persecution. They can't stand against the end times and against the devil, you know. And how are you gonna? They say a family that, you know, stays together, prays together, right? And that's great. But we don't see that happening a lot. We see a lot of division. We see a lot of divorce. And the divorce rates are actually higher than you think they are, because they don't always calculate people that are legally separated. Like, maybe not legally, because they just separate. For instance, they don't have divorce certificates, so they, split up. And I know plenty of couples like this, and that been married for like 20, 15 years, and they haven't lived in the same house for decades. But yet when they pull up the census and all that, and they pull up the marriage certificates, and they will be included in that number. So they say that the marriage rate is like over half divorce rate. So that's telling me if a bunch of people can't even afford to get a divorce, okay, because it's so expensive, and they make it so difficult that you have to pay an attorney, and you have to pay all this money, like $1,000 or over $1,000, and it's just like all this red tape, so it makes it more difficult. So a lot of people just don't get divorced unless they have money. And so like, you should be able to just get online and put in your marriage certificate and all that, and you should be able to send a letter or put something in there saying that you want to divorce him, adding he wants a divorce, and then just pay like $25 or something. And people, but they make it harder, okay? And I'm not advocating people should divorce or anything, but I'm saying that they make it very difficult. So that proves the point that if people can't divorce, then you're counting those numbers, and you're saying that the divorce rate is not as high as it really should be counted, okay? So that is not good.